Hello and welcome back to ENG Engine, and my name is Bharati. The topic in this video is active voice to passive voice and changing active voice to passive voice in the past perfect tense. First, let us see the change in the declarative type of sentences. First, the structure of verb in the passive voice. The structure of verb in passive voice for the past perfect tense declarative sentence is had plus been plus past participle. Had we use to denote the past perfect tense. The auxiliary verb to denote the past perfect tense is had. We use this had for both the singular as well as the plural subject. Been we use as the be verb for the perfect tenses, and we use the past participle when we change the verb to the passive voice. So the structure of verb in passive voice is had plus been plus past participle. Well, look at the sentences. The first sentence, he had won the cup. Here he is the subject, had won is the verb. What did he win? The cup. So this cup is the object. The object in the active voice becomes the subject of the passive voice. So we begin the passive voice with the cup. So had is the auxiliary verb that we have to use for the past perfect tense. In the passive voice too, we use had. And been is the be form of verb for the perfect tenses, so we use been. The past participle of win is won, and here again won. He is changed to him in the passive voice when it is changed to the object as per the rules of the change in pronouns. And by we use to denote the doer of the action. So the passive voice is the cup had been won by him. Next, they had checked the traffic. Now they is the subject and had checked is the verb. What did they check? The traffic. So it is answering to the question what, so this is an object. Now the object in the active voice becomes the subject in the passive voice. So we begin this passive voice with the traffic. And had is the auxiliary verb used for the past perfect tense, and been is the be form of verb. The past participle of check is checked. They is changed to them when it becomes an object. So we use by them. So the passive voice is the traffic had been checked by them. Next sentence, she had selected a phone. She is the subject, had selected is the verb. What did she select? A phone. So a phone is the object. The object in the active voice becomes the subject of the passive voice. So we begin the passive voice with a phone. Had is the auxiliary verb for the perfect tense, past perfect tense, so we use had. And been is the be verb, and the past participle of select is selected. For she, we change she when it comes to the passive voice as object. We change that to her. So by her. A phone had been selected by her. This is the passive voice. Next, the interrogative sentences. We begin the interrogative sentences with the auxiliary verb had. So had they received the parcel? This is the active voice. Now had is the auxiliary verb, they is the subject, received is the verb. What did they receive? The parcel. This is the object. Now we begin the passive voice with the same auxiliary verb had. Now we bring the object as the subject in the passive voice. So the object is parcel. So the parcel we write had the parcel. Been is the be verb and received is the past participle. They, which is the subject, changes to them in the passive voice when it becomes the object. So by them. Had the parcel been received by them? This is the passive voice. The next sentence. Who had taken the book. So I've already told you in the previous videos, if the question begins with who in the active voice, in the passive voice it will change to by whom. Now in the active voice, who had taken the book? So had taken is the verb. What did they take? The book. So this the book is the object. Now we begin the sentence, the passive voice with by whom. Had is the auxiliary verb, so we write the auxiliary verb had. Now, since it is the interrogative sentence, we bring the subject first and then the verb. So the object comes here. By whom had the book? The be form of verb is been and the past participle of take is taken. By whom had the book been taken? This is the passive voice. I hope you have understood. So we learnt the change of active voice to passive voice in the past perfect tenses. We learned the change in the declarative sentences as well as the change in the interrogative sentences. We used been, which is the be verb for the perfect tenses, and we learned how to use been in the sentences when we change it into the passive voice. I hope you found this useful. If you like this video, kindly like, share and subscribe and hit on the bell button. Also leave your comments in the comment box. Thanks for watching.